right. Well, welcome back, everybody, to another week of the Tuesday Night Racing Series here on the iRacing platform. My name is Dylan Hastings here, the person to be here at Tuesday Night Racing Series. We are at Darlington 200 this evening. We have a total of 147 laps in store for everybody. We've got two stages. Stages 1 is at lap 45, and stage 2 is lap 90. Tonight's track temperature is 77 degrees right now. We are under the lights, so I expect that to possibly start cooling a little bit. Give the guys a little bit more grip around the corners. The outside temperature is 75 degrees, 58% humidity, clear with 6-mile-an-hour winds. Let's go ahead and go through the grid really quick as these guys get ready to line up and get started. Congratulations to Ray Rogers there on the pole in the 51 truck there for Hammer Down Motorsports. Congratulations to him. And looks like we've got, bear with me just a second here. And we got Richard Swaveley in P2, Chris Bedwell P3, Brandon Robertson P4. Brad Fulham, P5, Garrett Brown, P6, Mike Watts, P7, Wyatt Brackett, P8, Austin Shoemaker, P9. Joseph Mahar rounds out the top 10 there in the 46. Chris McLean in 11th, Matt Grenier in 12th. And we've got Chris Shoemaker 13th, Sean Harrington 14th, Tyler Dixon 15th, George Williams 16th, David Brackett 17th, James Kunkel 18th, Dylan Jones 19th, Kip Easley 20th, Dana Shepard 21st, Wesley Burchett 22nd, David Sparks 23rd, Dustin Reeves 24th, and let's see who else we got out here. Logan Russell 25th, Evan Bushmaster 26th. David Harden is going to be our 27th driver, and then our very last but not least driver there, Daniel Holcroft in the 31 out there this evening in the back. So to get us kicked off here, folks, again, we've got a total of 147 laps. Thanks again for tuning in each and every week for those that are always here. Haley Mahar out there says, good luck, Joe. We are rooting for him as well. And Richard Swaveley says, party time, love this track. I do as well. It is very technical, however, so it will be a challenge for these drivers this evening. And exciting also that this evening is a throwback. So thank you to all of those drivers out there that ran some throwback schemes this evening. We've got several that will be going through the field just to kind of highlight. And again, I'll do my best as your broadcaster to give you all of the details as far as things happening and events happening on the track. And we're going to get ready here to go green as the lights are off on the pace truck. And again, we've got 147 exciting laps here as Ray Rogers is going to lead us off there in that 51 truck. Last week's winner, Aaron Adcock, is not here this evening. However, congratulations to him and winning Lucas Oil Raceway. That was a challenge for this league. It was a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody within iRacing, but congratulations to him. And we are getting ready to take the green flag as these guys come around here.
Green, green, green.
And we are off, folks. See if everybody kind of gets settled down here as they get ready to go into turn 1. This is an absolute challenge here in on this track. These corners, the banking is super difficult as Ray Rogers gets a really good start here to the evening. Currently in P1 as he started the race. Swaveley is comfortably in second, Bedwell third, Robertson ninth, or excuse me, Robertson in the 9 truck in 4, and then Brad Fulham in P5, excuse me. All right. Let's kind of go through the field real quick and see. There's a lot of action, I'm sure, back here. See if I can zoom out a little bit. Oh, we are zoomed out. All right, so there's Joseph Mahar there in the 46. He is at the moment in 11th place, but everybody's got a great start to the race tonight. I expect it to be some really great racing. Darlington is a challenging track. However, it's a lot of fun, although it is very difficult on tires. So we'll see how these guys do as everybody kind of gets comfortable. Right along here with Joseph Mahar. Did turn down the volume a little bit within the sim, so hopefully it's not too quiet for you guys there on that end. We just wanted to make sure, because I got this thing blaring in my ear, and in some respects it sounds like I'm yelling over the comms, and I don't want to do that. So yelling over the mic, excuse me. So we're going to try a different thing tonight. And that was Brad. That was Brad Fulham. I think he's blinking a little bit there. He's got a little bit of connectivity issue. Let Mike Watts go. And then Mike coming over the comms there just to thank him for letting him by. We're going to ride along with Brad Fulham at the moment here. We'll see if he's got anybody behind him. He does. So looks like Austin Shoemaker's going to try to get around him, or try to get around him there. As Brad's fallen a little back just a little bit, but that might be a strategy for him. He might want to just get out of everybody's way and kind of just be patient as far as the race goes. Now everybody's got pretty well spread out tonight. We don't have, we've got a few drivers that didn't end up showing up this evening for whatever reason. Some people had other obligations. It is fall break for a lot of people, so there's people on vacation. So that is going to be expected. But nonetheless, we got about 28 drivers out here tonight. I expect it to be a really exciting race as we see the strategy that these guys play here in the pits, in the stages, and overall in the race. I hope everybody goes out there, has a clean race, and wins it for themselves. Ray Rogers still out front at the moment, as you see on the screen. We're going to ride along with Brad Fulham here just for a minute as he's in the top 10 at the moment. He rounds out the top 10. So these drivers you see directly behind him are 11th through 18th, I believe. You might be able to see all of them actually, but everybody's kind of getting spread out a little bit. Let's go up to Ray Rogers real quick to see the gap that he's got currently on Swavely. He's got definitely a sizable gap there, comfortable gap, as he does a really great job managing his tires for the long run. We'll see how that plays out. At the moment, not overdriving it, so that's good. He is again. He's got a comfortable lead. Looks like he's increasing that gap here between Swavely by a little bit here as time goes on. So we'll see how that all goes. Let's go ahead and ride along here with him up front, just kind of get his perspective. And I'll tell you what, folks, we did a huge overhaul on the streaming PC as well as the overall PC. So I'm hoping that if anything, the image that we're broadcasting is going to not only get clearer, but it's going to get a lot less choppy. I'm not seeing any performance issues whatsoever. We shouldn't be, because this thing's got some of the best upgrades that you can buy here right now. So the only thing I'm lacking at the moment is the graphics card, which we'll definitely get that here soon, and give you guys a little bit crispier picture there. Not that it's not great now, it's just I think overall the video memory and some of the different things within some of this hardware, as time goes on, it's just not at capacity. So honestly, I see that we're only using about 1.6% of the GPU, or the CPU, excuse me, which I don't expect everybody to understand that. However, we used to be at about 30 or 40% of that during the broadcast, which is why we get a little bit of stuttering, sometimes some performance issues, and we're not getting that now. So I'm super happy about all that, and excited to be able to bring the broadcast without all of that technical part of it. Aaron Adcock out there says, "Let's go, fellas, elbows up." Chris McLean, yes, sir. Chris McLean currently right now P9. We're going to go ahead and we've been riding along with Ray Rogers at the moment. Let's go ahead and see how Chris McLean is doing. As you can see, he's got that Valvoline throwback. Austin Shoemaker out there in the 14 with that Kellogg cornflakes throwback. Let's go through the field real quick and just see where everybody's at and see everybody's paint scheme. So David Harden was had to start in the back there due to being tardy for the driver's meeting, but I had a feeling he probably wanted to start from the back anyways. But he's got that double H. That's a nice looking paint scheme. George Williams out there in the number 40. He's got the Coolers Light number 40 out there, throwback. That's a nice looking paint scheme. Daniel Harden in the 31. He's got his Darlington stripe already, as you can see there on the right side of his truck. Looks like he got involved in a little bit there initially. Don't know specifically what happened there. It looked like George Williams has got a little bit of a bump on the back of his truck as well. He's got a little bit of connectivity issues. We'll keep an eye on that. David Sparks out there this evening in the 87. He's currently right now in P23. He has got the 87 paint scheme. This group right now is being led by Evan Bushbasser. He's in the 22nd position, but he's got the throwback Bushy and Sons Welding paint scheme.
Thanks, Fred.
Again, David Sparks takes that lead. Now with the next group of guys up here, we've got, I think we've got, let's see.
Thanks, Fred.
Everybody being very courteous this evening, giving and taking, which is good to hear. Dustin Reeves out there with the Valvoline. Looks like he's got a nice looking throwback as well. He's got a little bit of a crinkle. So some guys have definitely made some contact with each other or the wall early on. Probably the wall, if I'm guessing. Dana Shepard in that 43 paint scheme. That's one that he runs every week, but that's a nice looking paint scheme. And Logan Russell, an affiliate for Black Car Mafia in the number 11 there. He is, it looks like he's got a really clean truck so far. So he's got his deal figured out, and he's got a nice looking paint scheme as well. All right, let's go up here. So Kip Easley is currently up 2 spots in 18th at the moment. He's got the Quaker State throwback in the Menards. That's a nice looking paint scheme. Wesley Burchett out there again. Glad to see him back out on track. He is in the 76 truck. Looks like he's got a nice Goodwrench paint scheme. James Kunkel, he's out there in the Goodwrench paint scheme as well. Throwback to Dale Earnhardt Sr. All right, Sean Harrington, 78. He is in the throwback Menards. Some good looking paint schemes here. Oh, I like that one right there. The Chris Shoemaker out there in the Slim Jim. Man, you don't hear much about Slim Jim anymore. I mean, I was growing up as a kid. Used to love. I don't know if anybody used to watch wrestling. I know the women out there probably not so much, but some of you guys out there watching this evening, if you remember back in the day when Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man Randy Savage did the Slim Jim commercials, man, those were big back then. But you obviously see Slim Jim every time you go in the store. You don't really see a lot of commercials anymore from the company. I guess just because they're very popular, well known, they don't really need to advertise anymore. But that's a great looking paint scheme there from Chris Shoemaker there in the number 4. Currently in P14, Brad Fulham down 8 spots where he started the race. I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just a connectivity issue, and he was trying to let and be courteous and let people go. He's got a little bit of contact there on the front of his truck. I don't think it's significant, but it looked like he has made contact with either somebody or the wall initially. Tyler Dixon up 3 spots, currently in P12. He's running the Nesquik paint scheme. That's a great looking paint scheme as well. And you don't see those commercials anymore either. All right, Joseph Mahar in the number 46. He is in 11th position at the moment. He's down 1 spot from where he started the race, but looks like his truck is really really clean at the moment, so he's not made any contact with anybody or the wall at the moment, so he's not sporting a Darlington stripe at the moment. But he has got his lanes figured out. If he just stays patient, he'll figure it out here as the race goes on. Chris McLean, as we mentioned at the beginning of this here, he's currently in P10 at the moment, up 1 spot from where he started. He's got that Valvoline as well. Matt Grenier is currently up 3 spots from where he started the race. He's currently in P9, number 15 truck for Black Car Mafia. Austin Shoemaker in the 14. Again, I mentioned him with the colored cornflakes. I've ran that paint scheme before. That's a sharp-looking paint scheme. I like that paint scheme. All right, Wyatt Brackett is up 2 spots where he started the race, currently in P6 in that 33 truck, Yingling. And Mike Watts, that's a great-looking paint scheme. I saw that during practice. I hadn't seen it prior to, but I know he does a great job with painting trucks and painting the cars for everybody. And that's just a great looking paint scheme that he put together there with the spec maps and the gold and the shiny. It did a great job with that, so awesome job on that. Garrett Brown is up 2 spots, currently in P4 in that Target Energizer Axe truck. A good looking paint scheme. Brandon Robertson, currently in the number 9 for Black Car Mafia. He is up 1 spot, currently in P3. And then we got Richard Swavely in P2 at the moment. He's still in the same spot he started the race, so he's comfortably out in P2. And then we've got the leader of the race here and the pole winner, Ray Rogers, in the 51 truck with that Monster Energy paint scheme. And that is the entire field, folks. So we're going to go ahead and kind of just settle in here at the moment as these guys are getting cycled around. Again, our first stage is on lap 45, so we do expect that the field may have to pit prior to the stage for fuel. I don't know that 100%, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to have to pit for fuel before the stage. So we are going to have some some green flag pit stops, I do believe, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll bring that to you guys as things progress. With that said, we are going to go to our first commercial break. We'll be right back with you, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate your patience. We'll be right back with you.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, we are back live here, folks, as we are riding along with Ray Rogers at the moment. I apologize. I thought thought the driver information would not show up there during the broadcast, but it did, or during the commercial. Again, our race leader, Ray Rogers, out there in P1 at the moment.
Thank you.
One of the things we asked the drivers this evening was to just give and take, have a great race. Darlington is not the easiest track by any means to race here within the iRacing sim. So it's very exciting to see that we've got some great racing going on tonight. We do not have any cautions at the moment, knock on wood. Looks like Ray Rogers may have put one of the drivers a lap down. Let's go ahead and see if I can pull up this other thing here to give us a little bit better perspective. So we've got several drivers that are a lap down at the moment. David Brackett's 2 laps down. Bushmaster's 3 laps down, I believe. Mahar's a lap down. So it looks like some of the guys have actually came in for pit stops. So as I had mentioned, these guys have to come in for pit stops. And so we're going to see Ray Rogers come in here for a pit, which is going to cycle everybody back around. He may lose some time. Just depends. That 27 of Kip Easley there on the inside, as you see Ray Rogers puts him a lap down. I do not know that Kip Easley has pitted yet, so that might be costly for him to already go a lap down. As you see some smoke here, hopefully some guys not having issues there on pit road. Again, we'll try to bring that to you guys. Some of these guys entering pit road. This pit entrance is a little tricky. You can hear Ray Rogers slowing down a little bit here. I think it was just really to not make contact with the wall. Again, he's got almost a 5-second gap between him and Brandon Robertson at the moment, who is currently in P2. So he's got lots of room. He's got lots of time. The driver behind Brandon Robertson is that of his teammate, Wyatt Brackett, in the 33, and he's 4 or 5 seconds behind him. So everybody's definitely getting pretty spread out here. As we continue to ride along with Ray Rogers. All right, again, I expect him to come down to pit road here shortly. I think he's kind of banking, hoping on a caution just to trap some of these guys a lap down, but he's doing it smart right now. He's running the fuel out. Some of these guys are going into the pits. Looks like Richard Swavely is, let's see if I can click on him real quick. So he was up here in P2. Richard Swavely elected to go into the pits early. He isn't showing a lap down at the moment, but he is currently marked as 21st position. So I don't know if he had an incident on pit road. Not 100% sure on that, but we've got several guys back here that have just pitted. So we've got Mike Watts. Right now is a lap down. You can see on the ticker there, you can hear the number 5's coming in. Let's see if we can click on Chris McLean as he comes into pit road. As I mentioned, folks, this is really tricky. As he overshoots the entrance here, he's going to get an unsafe pit entrance. He's going to have to go back out on track. That is definitely going to hurt him significantly, as you see that he blocked those brakes up. As I mentioned, it's very difficult around this track. You carry too much momentum off the corner exit, and you miss that cone entrance. As he's trying to let everybody go by, he's going to try to come back into pit road here. He's going to lose a lot of time right there, but he needs to get back into pit road. He's going to run out of gas. And we'll see, he's right now going to the pits. And let's see, so Ray Rogers also went into the pits. He's come back out, so it looks like he had a decent pit stop. All right, let's go back up to the leaders here because we're getting ready to conclude the stage. Right now, Wyatt Brackett out in front, currently in P33, whether he was saving gas and not 100%, but he's got 5 more laps to go. I don't think he'll make it on that full tank, on that first initial tank. I don't believe he's pitted yet. All right, so we'll ride along with the leader at the moment as we get ready to take lap 41 here under green flag. Caution will be thrown when the 10th driver crosses the line on 45. Excuse me. And you can see Wyatt Brackett is coming down to pit road now. It looks like he's going to get a safe pit entrance there as he gets off the track. And our new race leader is going to be Austin Shoemaker as he also comes down to pit road. Matt Grenier as well is coming down to pit road. Chris Shoemaker coming down to pit road. All right, all these guys are coming now down to pit road. As you see, James Kunkel also coming into pit road. Dana Shepard as well. Kip Easley He is out there. Kip Easley's also coming down to pit road now. So who is going to be our race leader? That will be, I believe, Brandon Robertson in the 9 truck. I do not believe, it's hard to keep track of these guys. I don't believe Brandon Robertson or Dylan Jones have pitted, so we'll keep an eye on these guys as things go around here. But things are starting to cycle back around as you see Brandon Robertson right now in the 9. Mike Watts, I do know, has pitted, I believe. And then we got Ray Rogers right behind Mike Watts, currently on fresh tires. I do not believe Mike Watts has pitted yet. Ray Rogers is the first one behind him that has pitted. He's going to try to get around here on fresh tires. As these guys go into the corner here, again, this is really tricky. He did stay off the wall. And Ray Rogers will come back out in front with Brandon Robertson right there in the number 9 truck. So again, folks, we're coming to the conclusion of stage 1 at lap 45. Aaron Adcock out there says, Tracy said, let's go, boys. Chris McLean had a little bit of a hiccup there on pit road, but we'll see how all that fares as these guys get cycled back around here. Brandon Robertson still in the lead. Again, don't quote me on whether or not he's pitted or not. I think he has, but not 100%. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. No, it looks like he's slowing down here for Richard Swavely, as Richard Swavely, I know, is on fresh tires. And let's see, Robertson, yeah, he has pitted, so all these guys have pitted. All right, our race leader, Richard Swavely, in that number 38 truck, X-side truck. That's a nice throwback. All right, as he gets ready to take the stage. All right, Richard Swavely is our stage 1 winner. As we wait for the 10th driver to come around here.
Caution, caution.
That is the conclusion of stage 1,
How about
folks.
water, pressure, temperature.
Richard Swavely out in front for stage 1. He is our stage winner. Brandon Robertson is our second place winner, or second place driver there for the stage 1. Ray Rogers 3rd. Mike Watts 4th. Wyatt Brackett 5th. Austin Shoemaker 6th. Matt Grenier 7th. Garrett Brown 8th. Joseph Mahar 9th. And Chris Bedwell will round out our top 10. As you can see, the Darlington stripe on that truck. As these guys come back around to catch the pace truck, and then I expect
Pace car, middle back.
probably everybody to come down at least for fuel. Many of the guys actually came in and took tires. Not everybody took tires. And you can see our race leader, Mr. Swavely, as he comes down here. All right, so we'll ride along with Richard Swavely as he goes into the pits. Give you guys that perspective. Looks like Sparks, I believe, in the 87. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, David Sparks, it looks like he's staying out. Some of these guys are going to get their lap back. As you can see, many of the drivers out there are going to try to get their laps back. All right, we'll see if, not really good perspective there, so let's see if we can see. So Ray Rogers is going to get some tires here. He may just get right side tires only. Looks like Swavely, I think, just got fuel. He may have gotten tires that last go around. All right, as he comes off pit road here. He's going to catch the field, and then, of course, all these guys that are in front of Richard Swavely at the moment are going to get the wave around with 1 to go and get their laps back. So that'll be good for these guys. As you can see, George Williams there in the number 40 Coors Light paint scheme. Great looking paint scheme. Not really sure why some of these guys are going into the pits. Unless somebody stayed out and trapped them down a lap, but I don't think they did. So I'm not really 100% sure why those guys went into the pits. Unless they... No, they wouldn't have got their lap back yet. Unless they ran out of gas. Huh. Not 100% on that one. All right, folks, as we're waiting for the pace truck and everybody to go around, as you can hear Richard Swavely shutting off the truck there, saving some gas as we get ready to take stage 2. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial break as we get ready to do all this good stuff here. And thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate y'all's patience as we get back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few minutes. And thanks again for tuning in. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, folks. The lights are off on the pace truck. We're getting ready to get restarted here in just a moment. Again, Richard Swavely decided to, our race leaders decided to take the inside lane as the leaders are have restart choice. And again, we are getting ready to get back to Green Flag Racing here as we've been green the entire stage 1. So great job to all the drivers staying clean this evening and being respectful, communicating properly in race control, in race chat, as you hear some of the drivers communicating. And we are going to get back to Green Flag Racing as the pace truck is off the track, and the restart is at the discretion of the leader, Mr. Richard Swavely, in that 38. So these guys are going to get started here. Having some great restarts here this evening. As you see, Richard Swavely is going to move up here and take that position away from Ray Rogers. Ray may getting a little loose on the corner there. He may be able to catch him on the exit, but it looks like...
Tin truck, could you review? It gave me a passing under yellow as we crossed the start-finish line.
All right, we're going to take a look at Tyler Dixon here as he got a passing under yellow flag there. Let's go ahead real quick, folks, if you'll be patient with me for just a minute.
Hey, Dylan, if you could review, it gave me a passing under yellow. Sorry, I was here and I was jumbled the first time.
We're going to take a look at the restart. And we're just looking real quick. Looking for the number 10 truck. Where is he at? There he is. All right, so yeah, he got I don't know why he got a passing under yellow. So let's go ahead real quick, folks. I'll be right back with you. Let me go ahead and take care of him, and we'll be right back.
Life, you can choose negativity or positivity.
A lot of people look at the hate.
You're not gonna make it.
Had a lot of people doubt me.
They say that girls can't hoop.
They said I wasn't strong enough.
I want better, so I do better. I do this for me.
I'm just gonna work harder, talk less. All I gotta do is put my head down and grind.
Fire inside me can't be put out.
People will always have something to say. Ignite your fire.
All right, we are back to Green Flag Racing here. Apologize that it took so long to take care of that for Mr. Garrett Brown. right, so at the moment we're riding along with Garrett Brown. He's currently in P19. He's down 13 spots. I think he was trying to go into the pits. As you can see, Dylan Jones coming off the wall right there as he hits the wall again. See if I can see where Dylan Jones is at. Where is he at? He's currently in the back of the field. He is definitely getting a Darlington stripe, to say the least, here, as he is struggling to get back out there. He's just getting out of everybody's way at the moment. Looks like he's going to go into the pits. All right, so Richard Swavely out in front, currently in P1. We got a battle up here in the front here for the top 3 positions. Richard Swavely, Ray Rogers, Brandon Robertson in that number 9 yellow truck there in the back. So we got 3 drivers up here battling for the lead. But don't count out Mike Watts, as he's right behind him, as well as Wyatt Brackett, as you see on the top of the screen here. So we got 5 drivers up here, definitely in contention here to lead to finish the next stage, but also get themselves out here in the front for the rest of the race. Let's just kind of go through the field since we've got some time now here, as everybody's gotten spread out. Everybody's got some really great racing tonight. I'm excited for these guys to have this clean race, and this is what we expect here in the league, is to be respectful, but also give and take, and to have some really great long green flag runs. And we've struggled with that in the last few weeks for those that have tuned into the broadcast, just simply because we've given these guys a challenge with these new tracks, some of these tracks that they've never run before, some of the short tracks between Martinsville, Lucas Oil Raceway. Those are tracks that are, they're a challenge when you get 30 trucks out there. And for those that are not good with short track racing. So, but they did overall they did a great job, and we're glad to get back out here to a track that not only is a challenge, but a little bit bigger, a little bit more spread out. And these guys are just going to show the talent that they have here. As we can see, Ray Rogers is now out in front, back out in front here, as Richard Swavely has lost 2 spots. So I don't know if he made contact with the wall or just had to check up, but right now Mike Watts is looking to take that 3rd place position away from Richard Swavely at the moment.
Thank you.
Doesn't have any contact on the outside of his truck, so it doesn't look like he's made contact with the wall, I don't believe. So he might have just had to check up a little bit, or maybe his tires just heated up a little too hot. Could have lost control in the corner, not really sure, but at the moment he's still safe, and he's still got a clean truck out there. So Mike Watts, Richard Swavely at the moment battling for the 3rd spot. We'll keep it on these guys for just a second, then we'll kind of go through the field. Wyatt Brackett also right behind Mike Watts at the moment, right there in the 33, as you can see on the screen. He kind of peeks on the screen here and there, as you'll see him enter the screen up on the top. He's looking to take over that P3 spot as well from Richard Swavely. Looks like he may be battling Mike Watts here for the P3 spot as time progresses here. Richard Swavely makes a little bit of contact with the wall there. He is going to slow down and allow Mike Watts to go by. He might also lose position to Wyatt Brackett as well. Looks like he is going to, as he's Swavely's going to have to let up a little bit in the corner to let him by. So Richard Swavely back in P5 at the moment, was the leader of the race. Made a little bit of contact with the outside wall, nothing major, as you can tell on the side of his truck there. He can't even really see any damage at all, so he just kissed the wall just enough to where it slowed him down significantly in the corner. And Mike Watts is now our P3 leader, currently in that 84 truck. Man, I love that paint scheme. That's a really great paint scheme. As I mentioned, he paints trucks and he does a great job at it. So he's got more patience than I do. As you can see, Mike Watts is going to try to get around David Sparks at the moment. The 33 is going to get stuck behind David Sparks, though, on the outside lane. Going to be able to get his position back, though, as they fight some lap traffic here with the 78 and the 87. That's going to slow the 33 up just enough to where it gives Mike Watts a comfortable lead out here in P3 at the moment.
I'll stay low, Ray.
10-4, man, huh? Thank you, sir.
And as you can hear, Ray Rogers now still in P1, but Daniel Holcroft there in the 31 Dollar General truck there. He was being courteous to let the leader go by, communicating where he was going to be on track. It's always great to hear that. And we've got a battle up here in front as Mike Watts is trying to catch these guys. Let's see, he's not far behind him. Looks like Wyatt Brackett and Mike Watts working together there with the draft. They should be able to catch these guys up front here as Brandon Robertson and Ray Rogers out here fighting for the P1 spot. As you can see, both Ray Rogers, Brandon Robertson up here in P1, P2, but you'll see it on the screen. Mike Watts, Wyatt Brackett right behind him, and then of course we got our previous race leader, Richard Swavely in the 38. So lots of back and forth here up front tonight. We've had several different leaders leading laps. For those that are not familiar with our point system, we actually do award 1 point for leading a lap within the race. So we award points for pole position, winning the pole during qualifying. We also award points for leading a lap. And then, of course, we have the normal NASCAR system for stage points as well as playoff points. And then we have the same thing for the conclusion of the race. So lots of different options there for people to be able to earn points. As you can see, Ray Rogers is going to struggle a little bit here with the lap traffic here, the 34 of David Harden, as David Harden's going to get out of his way. Lap traffic being very respectful tonight to the leaders, as we've got several trucks that are 1 lap down. Some drivers 3 laps down. David Harden, George Williams, and Evan Bushmaster all several laps down, as you can see there on the ticker. So these guys are going to be fighting to try to get their laps back, but with all the green flag racing at the moment, that's going to be very difficult to do because we have not had a caution other than our stage 1 caution. Stage 2 caution is going to be on lap 90, so we're approaching that as we get ready to take, the leaders are coming around here to take lap 70. So we've got a total of 20 laps left before the end of stage 2. And right now, Ray Rogers comfortably out front. I shouldn't say comfortably because he does have Brandon Robertson right there breathing down his neck here. So we'll see how that all goes. Brandon Robertson off the pace, though, just a little bit. Looks like he's lost a little bit of momentum as he was right behind Ray Rogers, but you can see that gap is building a little bit. I don't know if he maybe made a little bit of contact with the outside wall. We did not see that. Let's see real quick. Mike Watts currently in P3. Wyatt Brackett P4. So we'll see if these guys can catch Brandon Robertson currently holding that P2 spot. As you can see, these guys are getting some clean laps here. And I can see Brandon Robertson in the screen. So let's just kind of get a perspective here from Mike Watts. The gap between him and Brandon Robertson, as you can see, the race leader as well as P2 right there in front of Mike Watts, currently in P3. So these guys are definitely making that high line work as they go from the high line to the inside lane to on exit of this corner. These trucks get extremely loose a lot of times on the exit of this track right here. As you see, they'll come around. This banking right here often gets these trucks really, really loose. And if you put too much acceleration in it, it will spin the truck around and typically send you to the inside wall, where unfortunately that pretty much ends your evening. So we haven't seen that happen tonight, which is great, as we ride along with Mike Watts, currently in the 84 for Race Pass Motorsports. We expect that he's bridging a little bit of that gap here from Brandon Robertson. We'll see if he's able to catch these guys. As you can see, Ray Rogers doesn't have the lead he had previously in that last stage. So I don't know if it's the lap traffic that's causing him to slow down just a little bit, or maybe the track conditions, could be tire wear, could be that he's conserving his tires as well for the long run. So again, we've got a total of 17 laps to go for the conclusion of stage 2. Some exciting racing up here in front as we ride along with Mike Watts for Race Pass Motorsports. All right, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you here. We'll go to split screen so you guys can continue to watch the racing action. We'll be right back with you.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, we are back. Still riding along with Mike Watts at the moment. As we see, these guys are making up some time. Mike Watts is definitely bridging that gap a little bit. As you can see, Brandon Robertson trying to fight around these lap trucks here. Looks like the Kellogg number 14 of Austin Shoemaker. These guys are just trying to get around him here. Right now, it looks like Austin Shoemaker is currently, as he kisses the wall here, unfortunately, that's going to slow him down to allow Mike Watts to get around him here as he comes into the corner. Shoemaker slides up to the track here. This is going to slow Mike Watts down a little bit as they enter the corner, because that banking right there is very tricky as he lets him by as these guys get going back around here. So it looks like all the way up to P18, these guys are going to have to come in for pit stops, which I believe is what everybody's doing at the moment. So looks like Logan Russell has went in for a pit stop. He's exiting pit lane at the moment. David Sparks. Logan Russell, however, he came in. Chris Bedwell also. Haven't seen much from Chris Bedwell tonight. Let's go. I don't think I've covered him very much this evening. Let's go check and see where he's at as Mike Watts gets around Sean Harrington at the moment. Again, let's cover the front real quick. So we got Ray Rogers out in front, Brandon Robertson in the number 9, still out in P2, Mike Watts at P3, Wyatt Brackett P4, and Matt Grenier is going to round out our top 5. We've got 3 Black Car Mafia drivers out here in front in the top 5 at the moment. So
go ahead, 78.
Really, really, really strong showing for these guys. As we get a little bit of talking here from Mike Watts, unfortunately that's going to what he was saying is the 78 cut him off or got in front of him there, as these guys are the race leader. It probably checked him up significantly. And so unfortunately the 78 is laps down at the moment. Really has no reason, as Kip Easley is going to kiss the wall a little bit as well. Unfortunately, he's making contact with the wall. So we're riding along with Brandon Robertson at the moment, and you don't see anybody else. Let me see.
I'm done, guys.
Yeah, we don't see Mike Watts anywhere. He was up here, but unfortunately that 78, which is right now behind Brandon Robertson. Guy's trying to get his
I'll
lap.
let you by in the next straight.
Guy's trying to get his lap back. Unfortunately, he checked up Mike Watts. right,
Thank you for the space.
we're getting ready to conclude the race here. As looks like George Williams is now done for the evening. He had an incident, I believe. Let me just see really quick. Let's go ahead and rewind really quick. He did mention that his race was done, so I don't know if he had something happen to him. We're going to kind of rewind it real quick as we get ready to go to stage break. I think he lost his truck there and went into the inside wall. Yeah, that's what happened. As you see, as I mentioned before, folks, as you exit this banking right here, he hit the wall, but it sent him right into the inside wall. And he kept it off of the racetrack, so that was good. But unfortunately, that has done his evening up because he's blown his engine. Or if he hasn't blown it yet, he's going to. And so unfortunately, he's going to have to hang it up for the evening. That's unfortunate for the number 40 of George Williams, as he was out there having some good laps. As we ride along with the race leader, Ray Rogers, in the 51. He's still out in front, but he is definitely fighting. All these guys are fighting some lap traffic, which we expected. So as you can see, Chris McLean there right in front of him. He's at risk of going a lap down. I don't think, well, we're 3 wide going into the corner here as David Brackett checks up, let the race leader go by. So that's great for, I'm sure he appreciated it. Oh, no, number 5, Chris McLean makes contact with the outside wall there. As you see that, that's going to check him up significantly. I don't know if he was making room for the 78 or if he's just trying to get around the 78 as the leaders are approaching him. Pit lane will close here on the next lap. So as the race leader comes around here to take 88, as we got a little bit of a, so I don't know if he's going to make pit road or not. Looks like Ray's going to try to get out in front here.
All right, stage 90 or 95?
Stage is 90, buddy.
Yeah, we probably closed them a lap early. Yeah, race control, I got.
Yeah, I was coming today. I was coming right now.
Yeah, I was at the entrance and it closed on me.
All right, folks, race leaders coming around here to take lap 90. And the stage is thrown when the 10th driver crosses the line here as we wait for Chris McLean to come across the line in the 10th position.
Can we get those EOLs cleared?
Caution's out. Clear your stuff, clear your head.
All right, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drinks. That's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
I'm on the inside, guys. I've got to do an EOL.
All right, folks, we are back here. As you guys hear the guys communicating here as we get things sorted out. Some of the guys had pitted during a closed pit.
Everybody's not going to catch up, Dylan. So.
Had a few issues here.
Called it off.
We're going to have to delay the start here, so bear with us just a minute as the pace truck's going to have to come back out. And then we'll get started here in just a minute. So I apologize, folks, that we had to do that, but the whole rest of the field had not caught up yet. So
I'm gonna check up a little bit more. Pace car still has a couple stall filled exits here. Slow down a little bit.
all right, well, we're going to wait for these guys to get cycled, these guys get bunched up here and get sorted out.
Is that clearable, Dylan? It's a 30-second hold on the green flag.
Folks, we'll be right back with you here. I got to sort this thing out here. Just bear with me just a second.
Green, green, green.
Apologize to take you offline here for just a second, folks, but we got to sort this out. I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, apologize for the slight break there. We just had to get that thing sorted out. Mike Watts is currently out in front at the moment. Our race leader currently in P1. We got Brad Fulham in at number 19 there in P2, followed by Mahar currently in P3. We've got some lap trucks. Looks like Richard Swavely trying to get his lap back. Let's keep an eye on him real quick. Not entirely sure what happened with all these guys going a lap down. I don't know if they went into the pits when the pits closed, or when or if they were in the pits when when the stage caution came out. I don't know if everybody's confused by what stage lap it was. Not really sure, but there's only 8 drivers right now currently on the lead lap. And the way that the racing has been here, I expect, unless there's a caution, these guys are gonna get stuck a lap down. Schwabely right now is fighting to try to get back on the lead lap in the event that a caution does come out. Looks like he may be able to make it work here in the corner. As Mike Watts is trying to keep him a lap down at the moment, but you got Brad Fulham right behind him in the 19 truck. Looks like Richard Schwabely's finally got the outside lane there. He was able to keep it off the wall, so he was able to get his lap back. So he's back on the lead lap. Looks like Chris Bedwell in the number 7 is the next driver to try to get his lap back here. Right there in that number 7 red and yellow paint scheme, as you can see, kind of at the top of the screen right there, kind of peeks in and out. But he'll be the next driver to get try to get his lap back. As some of these guys got some work to do here to get back up into the front. I don't know, again, I'm not really 100% sure on the strategy here, but something happened there with the stage. I believe maybe people thought that the stage was at 95. Not 100% sure there. I was pretty clear at 45 and 90, but we'll have to get everybody's perspective after the race as to what happened there, because I don't know entirely what that was all about. All I know is that Wyatt Brackett had a passing under yellow penalty. He was in P2 at the moment, or P3, and actually he was in P2 because Ray Rogers had pitted prior to the conclusion of that stage. And what ended up happening is, I think that's probably what ended up happening, because Ray Rogers went a lap down there. So not entirely sure what all transpired there. But we're following along with Richard Schwabely at the moment. I'm still trying to figure it out in my head, folks. So if I'm pausing for just a minute, I'm still trying to do the calculation here as we run along with Mike Watts now, currently our race leader. Just trying to figure out exactly what happened there, because Ray Rogers pitted early to try to get a jump out in front for the final stage, but instead he went a lap down, and so I don't know if he was still on pit road. Oh, I know what it was. They went into the pits, and there was still two green flag stops, and somebody stayed out, which did not allow to get them the wave around. So somebody ended up, as they say, screwing the pooch for some of these guys that were looking to get their lap back and pitting early. That happened to me actually on Sunday night for our race league, or for our series, where I was a lap down trying to get my lap back, and somebody had pitted early and did not pit during the stage break and ended up trapping me a lap down, or ended up keeping me 2 laps down, excuse me. All right, we're riding along with Mike Watts at the moment. Our race leader still out in front. He was having a strong run there for stage two, as he was coming. He ended up. Let me see who ended up winning the stage. I think Brandon Robertson ended up winning stage 2, but Mike Watts and Wyatt Brackett were right behind him there in P2 and P3, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's see who's behind Mike Watts right now. So it looks like Bedwell's going to get his lap back. As you see, the number 7 there goes to the inside. Brad Fulham gets a good little run right there into the corner, as he's currently in P2. And then you got Mike Watts' teammate for Race Pass Motorsports, Joseph Mahar, there on the 46, right behind Brad Fulham. Now, I got to give some shout-outs to these guys as somebody hits the wall up here. As Mike Watts, Brad Fulham, and Joseph Mahar all drive for Race Pass Motorsports on our Sunday night league for the SimMax Cup Series, or MPI Cup Series, on Sunday nights at 9:10 Eastern Standard Time on Podium Esports Twitch channel. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check that out, a lot of these drivers all drive in the Cup Series, the SimMax Cup Series, MPI Cup Series, on Sunday nights. Not everybody, but there's a lot of drivers that do compete in that Sunday night series. Not broadcasted by myself, but broadcasted by Podium Esports, who does an amazing job at their broadcasting here on the iRacing platform. So with that said, we've got Mike Watts still comfortably out front. He's not really being challenged by anybody at the moment. So let's go ahead and see who's in front of Mike Watts. Looks like that was Chris Bedwell, who made some contact with the outside wall there as he got around Mike Watts to get his lap back. So he's back on the lead lap, but still fighting to get back around here to get back into position as all those guys went a lap down on this restart. And I think it was Joseph Mahar that ended up, because he restarted the race in P1. I have a feeling he went into the pits early and trapped those guys a lap down. That has been a strategy move by some people with the stages, trapping them a lap down so they don't get a wave around during the stage if they're already on a lap down. So that's, you're giving some position up for yourself, but you're also giving yourself some advantage too, because half of the field is going to be a lap down. So, but with the green flag racing tonight, that was probably a great call, because a lot of these drivers that were competing up here in the lead are all now struggling to get their positions back. As you can see, Ray Rogers, who is the race leader for quite some time, he's 26 seconds back from the race leader at the moment, but they are back on the lead lap. Ray Rogers, Swavely, as well as Bedwell, all were in the top 5 or at least top 10 at one point in time throughout the race. They are not challenging the leaders at the moment. As you can see, Mike Watts currently, as we ride along with him, leading the race. And the next driver to be on the lead lap, I think the last driver to be on the lead lap, is that of Chris Bedwell, who is right in front of the race leader at the moment. So again, these guys got a lot of work to do. As you can see, a lot of drivers still a lap down. Let's see where Chris McLean's at real quick. So again, we're riding along right now with Mike Watts, but Chris McLean is the next driver to be a lap down. We'll see how close he is to getting his lap back here from the race leader. So you can see he's approaching Joseph Mahar, who is currently in P4 at the moment. You can see the race leaders up here. So he's within reach to get his lap back, but he hits the wall. That's not going to help him get up to the front. Unfortunately, that exit on that turn is very, very challenging. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll keep an eye on Chris McLean at the moment. As Paul Passon's out there is watching, I believe probably Chris McLean at the moment here. So let's keep it on him for just a second. And then Emily McLean out there says, "Go to work, Chris." She is also rooting for this gentleman right here in the number 5 Valvoline F-150. So not sure if Emily's telling him, hey, you need to log off and actually go to work, or just put in the work and let's get out here in front. Oh, man. Either way, Emily, appreciate you tuning in and supporting Chris. It's pretty awesome. You guys are all out here supporting these guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. All right. Let's see. Chris McLean's having a little bit of trouble keeping that truck off the wall as he's fighting that position there. As you can see, he's hitting the outside wall. Unfortunately, he's trying to make it work, but every time he hits the wall, it slows him down significantly. It's not like you almost kind of get stuck to the wall.
Thank you.
All right, we've got a total of 25 laps to go. 24 laps to go, actually, because he's a lap down. No, that's correct. That's correct. Sorry. Yeah, 25 laps to go, folks, and these guys are struggling to get their lap back. Unfortunately, for them, with the green flag racing that these guys have had tonight, phenomenal racing tonight. Green flag racing with these guys, just been amazing. The only challenge with that is the guys that go a lap down, they just can't get their lap back. There's no way to get their lap back here. You can't pit under green flag or you lose a lap. And the only way you could possibly get a wave around or get back in the lead lap is if there's a wreck or a caution. And that hasn't happened tonight, knock on wood. All right, the 34, David Harden. David Harden's 4 laps down. Chris McLean is only 1 lap down. So Dustin Reeves in that number 6 Valvoline truck. We've got 2 Valvoline trucks right next to each other. He's trying to get around David Harden as he dips to the inside there, lets him go by. And Dustin Reeves at the moment, let's see where he's at. So Dustin Reeves is
inside here, Alpha.
Chris McLean makes some contact with the outside wall again, tries to keep it up there away from these guys as Brandon Robertson in the number 9 tries to get back around here. He is currently on the lead lap. Yeah, so Chris McLean's the first driver to be a lap down here at the moment, but he's fighting some lap traffic here with Wyatt Brackett and Brandon Robertson. Gets a little nerve-wracking up here in the corner, which is probably, as long as you can keep it off the wall, you're good. Wyatt Brackett being cautious on exit here as he doesn't want to get up into Chris McLean. Chris McLean's definitely not making it easy for him, though, on this corner, as Wyatt Brackett's trying to get around him, but Chris McLean's also trying to get his lap back, so he's not going to make it easy for him as Wyatt Brackett slides up there in front of him here on exit of the corner. They've got some clean passes here. So Wyatt Brackett struggling to get up here to the front, but we've got Wyatt Brackett in the 33, as I just mentioned there, in P4. Chris McLean still struggling to keep that truck off the wall. He has now lost some position here to Joseph Mahar, who has just went a lap down, as well as Garrett Brown. So Joseph Mahar has now entered the pits. Let's see if we can go to them real quick. So you can see Joseph Mahar as well as Chris Shoemaker all coming off pit road to take this last cycle. Mike Watts is still not pitted yet, but he has got a really comfortable lead out front here from Brandon Robertson. Brandon Robertson, I do not believe, has pitted yet, so I expect right now that Mike Watts, with the way that things are going, he's just going to run this fuel out and pit when he absolutely needs to. He does not have any challenge really from anybody other than Brandon Robertson and the 33 of Wyatt Brackett, who are almost 8 seconds behind him. So he's got the lead. If he can just make this next pit strategy work for him, he might have this race in the bag here, but we've got 19 laps to go, so he's going to have to make a pit. As we see the pit strategy right now, you can see Watts is on 37 lap-old tires. Garrett Brown has pitted. Brad Fulham, I believe, has just pitted. I do not believe Robertson or Brackett has pitted yet either. So these guys are both going to, all these guys are going to have to come in for fuel. Robertson, Brackett, Rogers, Swavely, all of the top 5. I believe that Mike Watts, based on what I'm seeing at the moment, will have the race win here if things work out for him and he makes a safe pit entrance and exit without speeding or without penalty. he should have the race in the bag. We can't call it just yet, but based on what I'm seeing, Garrett Brown and Brad Fulham, I do not are still a lap down because of pitting. They may be able to challenge him. They might be able to challenge him for the lead. It just depends on how much time that those drivers are making, which they are moving at the moment. You can see Brown and Fulham are advancing into position, or picking up positions as they pitted a few laps earlier. So Mike Watts is going to want to come down here shortly to pit. As you can see, Brown and Fulham are advancing position at the moment. It looks like they're staying where they're at the moment, currently P6, P7. They are a lap down, but Ray Rogers as well is a lap down. And so it looks like Ray Rogers just pitted, or is just pitting now. Let me see real quick. So yeah, so Ray Rogers is coming down right now for his last pit stop. I imagine he's probably going to take tires. Mike Watts is going to have to come down here as he kisses the wall. I expect him to come down any second now. So we're going to go ahead and ride along with him as we see how this pit strategy plays out here for you guys watching this evening. So if everything plays out here, Mike Watts may have this race in the bag. I'm excited for him, for one, just because he's one of my drivers, but not trying to be biased here, but he's been not struggling. He's been working really hard to get a win for himself, and that may just pay off for him this evening as he continues to gap Brandon Robertson. It looks like Brandon Robertson may have made some contact with the wall. I'm not really sure exactly what happened. He might have actually, he pitted. That's what he did. He just pitted. So Brandon Robertson and, okay, so Brandon Robertson's on pit road and Wyatt Brackett is on pit road. Those are the only two drivers that can challenge Mike Watts at the moment. And Mike Watts is going to have to come in right now for a pit. And you see him coming down right now for a pit. We'll see if everything works out okay for him as he enters pit road. Looks like everything was safe. As our race leader at the moment is coming down pit road. Let's see where Brad Fulham, Brandon Robertson still on pit road, as well as Wyatt Brackett still on pit road. So Mike Watts is now coming into his pit box. As you can see him coming down here. Looks like the number 5 is going to come down, or come out, excuse me. And so let's see. So let's keep an eye on this real quick. So Brandon Robertson is now coming off pit road. Wyatt Brackett is now coming off pit road exit. So we've got a total of about, let's see. We've got a few seconds as these guys come back out. So Mike Watts is going to come back out on track. He is back out. He may have only took right side tires, but at the moment, he will pick back up the lead. Actually, it looks like Garrett Brown is out front with Brad Fulham, so they did end up catching him. So Mike Watts is actually going to have a little bit of work to do with 12 laps to go. He will be on fresher tires, so it is possible that he is going to be able to make it. Let's see real quick. So you got Mike Watts currently 5 seconds behind Brad Fulham. He's going to have a lot of work to do with 12 laps to go, but he very well could make that up there with the fresh tires. We'll have to see how that all plays out. If there's a late stage caution, that is going to throw a wrench at things, but we're going to keep an eye on this gap real quick that Brad Fulham and Garrett Brown have with our previous race leader before all the pits strategy came into play. Mike Watts now in P3 at the moment. So I forgot that Garrett Brown and Brad Fulham had both pitted.
My bad there, Lennon. That's on me, obviously.
So the number 11 and somebody else made contact there. Looks like Matt Grenier probably in the 11. Both teammates. So unfortunately they had a little bit of an incident there. So we got Garrett Brown still out in front. Brad Fulham has dropped back a minute. Mike Watts is making a little bit of time up though. He's bridged the gap a little bit. He's 4 seconds back from the leader. We'll see if he's able to make that up here, but Garrett Brown at the moment, our race leader, he has got enough fuel and got enough tires here to bring it to the finish. Man, they must have had a quick lap there when the race leaders went in. great night for the number 19 of Brad Fulham. After the last few weeks that he has had, he is out here in P2 at the moment, having a great race this evening with him and Mike Watts. Drivers again for me on Sunday night for Race Pass Motorsports in the SimMax Cup Series. This gentleman we're riding along with right now, Mr. Garrett Brown, he is also a driver over there in the SimMax Cup Series on Sunday nights at 9:10 p.m. I apologize, I can't remember specifically. Mike Watts has fallen back a little bit, though. He's not going to be able to pick up. I don't know if he's fighting the lap traffic or just trying to stay with Richard Swavely at the moment. Richard Swavely a lap down, but he's trying to get his lap back, trying to stay as far up in the front of the field as he can in case there is a late stage caution. But the way things look at the moment, I ate my words there because I thought Mike Watts would have everything in the bag. I forgot that Garrett Brown and Brad Fulham both pitted a few laps prior, and that ended up paying off for those two drivers, as we think that we've got I believe the way that things are playing out at the moment are the way it's going to stay. As you can see, Mike Watts has fallen off pace here. He's got almost 7 seconds back from Garrett Brown. Really strong finish, though, tonight for Mike in the 84 F-150. He's had a great strategy the last few weeks. Just unfortunately, tonight's strategy, he probably should have pitted with those guys. But again, hindsight 2020, you just don't know how things will play out. But both Fulham and Brown definitely have the strategy tonight, as you see this paying off. Now, Mike Watts is actually catching Brad Fulham, I believe. No, I take that back. Fulham is catching Garrett Brown. As you can see, Brad Fulham may pull off a win here, folks. As Garrett Brown is off pace just a little bit, the number 19 has got his line figured out. He's got a super clean truck compared to the number 10's got some damage up there on the front. May slow him down just enough to where Brad Fulham can make this pass for the race lead, but these guys have both run a great race this evening. Everybody's ran a great race this evening. We have had some great racing all around from everyone in this league this evening. It's just been it's been a breath of fresh air for sure. Looked like Chris Bedwell made some contact there with the outside wall. As you'll see, he's probably going to slow down just enough to where these leaders are going to have to fight to get their lap back, or to get around him here, excuse me. As you can see, Chris Bedwell does the courteous thing to do and gets out of their way. As we have a battle up here for a P1 position. Doesn't look like Mike Watts is going to be able to challenge the leaders, but we've got two drivers up here, folks, that, let me see, I don't know if, no, neither of these drivers have won yet this year. So you've got Brown and you've got Fulham. Both drivers that are not currently playoff eligible or have stamped their way into the playoffs. These drivers are both fighting to win this race as we take the white flag the next lap around. We'll see if Brad Fulham has what it takes to take over the lead. As we'll ride along with Brad Fulham as he kisses the wall just a little bit. White flag, he is going to have to make it work here in these corners. He's going to have to send it. He's not going to be able to do so. It looks like he's lost that momentum into the corner unless he's trying to slow down to take the exit of the corner. As he tries to make up position here for the 10, it looks like he is making a little bit of ground here as we come into 3 and 4. As he slows down significantly to try to get that exit. It doesn't look like, folks, he's going to be able to do it. We have a new race leader, Garrett Brown in the number 10, Brad Fulham in the number 19, and Wyatt Brackett.
Heck of a win, Garrett. Heck of a win.
Mike Watts is going to round out the top 3.
Good job, Garrett.
Brandon Robertson,
Guys,
4th.
Deserves a round of applause.
Wyatt Brackett, 33 in the top 5. Mahar,
job,
6th. James Kunkel comes out 7th
Thank
this
you,
evening.
guys. I completely agree, Brad.
Great
That's
job.
just folks. Here's all.
Great job to everybody tonight. What a phenomenal race by everybody.
Yeah, great, guys. That was fun.
A lot of fun this evening for everybody as you hear them
Jimmy, I
communicate
just
back
said
and
it there
forth.
on that last lap and one.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and
off. I figured 7 was better than regular.
we're going to go ahead and watch Garrett Brown burn it down here.
Eat the whole side of this truck off. Somehow
Check
got
the
a
flag,
top
my man.
10.
Great job to everybody
All
tonight.
the races to go green for the whole way, except for the stages. We picked this one. Good job, everybody.
You can hear Swavely. That was exactly what I was saying, is that this is one race that because it went green, it brought a significant challenge out to those that had a different strategy on that stage 2, as we see the number 10 burn it down here. Great win to Garrett Brown and the number 10.
Oh, man, you did great.
Number 10 truck here. He had a phenomenal race win this evening, as well as the top 3 drivers here. We're going to have a different span of drivers here to hear from this evening.
We've been here without a Darlington stripe.
As the number 10 blows it up there in the end. We're going to go to commercial break, folks. We will be right back here after these messages to hear from our race winners here in just a moment.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, welcome back here as we get ready to hear from our race leader in just a moment here. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank you for our sponsors, Light Electric Company, General Contractors. I want to thank ADK Coolers, ADK Outdoor Brands, as well as Rhymesick Coin. Thank you guys for your support. I truly appreciate it. Also, to those that are tuning in or that are sharing our broadcast each and every week, those that comment on the broadcast, that have their drivers that they're following. As I say each and every week, I truly appreciate you and all of those that tune in, and for all of your support for your drivers, as well as the Tuesday Night Racing Series. With that said, let's go ahead and bring in our race leader, Mr. Garrett Brown. Congratulations, buddy, on a phenomenal win this evening. What a great race that it was for everybody in the league this evening. It just goes to show the amount of talent and experience we have here when we get some tracks that, quite honestly, I thought were going to pose a challenge, but this has probably been one of the best races we've had all season, if not in the entire league, just because of the challenge it is with the driving and having a number of trucks out here on the track. So with that said, buddy, let's hear from you. Congratulations again, and then, of course, I want you to give your shout-outs here at the end.
All right, thank you, sir. Well said. I echo you. Just a great race through the field. I definitely want to apologize to Logan Russell and Brad Fulham. It's just such a tough track to pass, and I tried to time it right when I was trying to get by Logan Russell on the entry of 1. I had Brad Fulham on my tail, so I knew we were going to be cutting it close, and it's just so hard to pass here at this track. I know you probably explained on the stream just how difficult it is, but this is truly a good old-fashioned one-lane racetrack, especially 1 and 2. You can't hardly go side by side and make it out alive. Being on iRacing helps you appreciate what the Cup Series guys can do and all the NASCAR guys that race here. But yeah, great night for the league, just showing the talent of the people that are here. Just it speaks to the work people are putting in, and no matter where they're finished, we're getting better every week. And the fact that there were no cautions throughout the field other than stage cautions is incredible at this place, and there's good hard racing all throughout the field. So I think while I won the race, I think it was just a win for the league, and everyone can feel some accomplishment for keeping this race green. But yeah, shout out to first and foremost people that helped me the most on a weekly basis in the sim, my teammates Austin and Chris Shoemaker and Dustin Reeves. They helped me out a ton. Chris Bedwell, we got to run a little run in our practice we were running together last night. So shout out to Chris. We got to race around each other and get used to that last night. Shout out to you for the opportunities you give us. It's a credit to you also for having the league practice session up, making it available to everyone where we can hop in and prepare ourselves for tonight. And then to be able to put on a show like this, I think it just shows that it's paying off. And then shout out to my family, my grandparents, Gary and Marlene in Richland and Max. And then my parents, David and Gina, my brother Grayson. I know they usually try to check it out when they can. My grandparents are as dedicated as you'll find, and my parents, any chance they get, they're trying to watch too. So I appreciate all of them, and yeah, I appreciate everything you do. Just want to emphasize, good night for the league.
Yeah, for sure, buddy. And yeah, it resonates with me what you just said there, because for one, it's great to have the support of everybody. We do this to be competitive. We don't do this for fun. I mean, we do it for fun too, but at the end of the day, we're all competitive people, and we're out here to race just like we would in real life. And for those that have never experienced iRacing, that's what really brings us back each and every week. That's what keeps me going as far as running this league for you guys, is the fact of seeing what races like this and to see the competitiveness and the competition and all of that stuff that happens. So but when you say your grandparents, man, I tell you, if there's anybody in this world I miss more than anything, it's my grandparents, because just like you said, they always are supportive and they always tune in, and just awesome to hear that. So for those that are out there tuning in to watch Garrett Brown, he has won his race for this evening. He has stamped his way into the playoffs, and it's just always a pleasure to watch you and hear from you anytime that we have the opportunity to do so. So with that said, buddy, congratulations again on a P1. We'll look forward to seeing you next week, and thanks again.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm as lucky as I can get with my grandparents. I'm blessed. They're awesome.
I'll tell you, man. If people don't have grandparents that love them and care for them and things, man, it's unfortunate, because at the end of the day, those are the memories I'll carry with me my whole life. So,
yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yes, sir. All right, folks. Awesome to hear from our race leader here. Let's go ahead and hear from this next gentleman, Mr. Brad Fulham. I'm excited to obviously have him up here in the booth with me. I kind of jokingly said that I would be welcome for you to join me in the broadcast in the event that you wrecked it out. But I'm glad that you're actually joining me in the broadcast to hear from you as the top 3 drivers here for this evening's race. What a phenomenal race it was to watch you guys. I really thought, had you not kissed that wall on the second to last lap, I think you might have would have given him something. But I think you made a little bit of contact with the wall there on exit, and just kind of slowed you down just enough to where I think it allowed him to comfortably finish the race in P1. So let me hear from you, buddy. Congratulations again, and of course, give your shout outs at the end.
Yeah, it was a great race. Hard to believe that we'd go caution free at Darlington, but that was great group performance. That was awesome. And you know what? I don't think it was so much that I was giving up as much as what Garrett sort of found something. So with about 4 or 5 laps to go, I was sizing him up, and there was a couple times where I had a run where I could have done something with it going into the corner, but I was sort of thinking, okay, I can get him. I'm just going to wait for the last couple laps and see what I can do. And I just didn't. I think he pulled away from me, and I just didn't sort of time it right. But he had a great race. He deserved that win.
Yeah, all around, buddy. I mean, this race, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still kind of scratching my head as to what happened with the conclusion of stage 2. Did somebody think that the stage concluded at lap 95 or something, or did somebody get penalized? I don't really know, because Ray Rogers went in and entered the pits prior to the conclusion of the stage. I thought he was trying to get out front. Maybe somebody can clarify that for me. Not necessarily right now, but in the comments or after the race. I was trying to figure out why half the field went a lap down. It actually turned out to play to the benefit of all of you guys up here in the top 3, actually the top 5, because we only had 8 drivers that were remained on the lead lap, as we don't typically see, just because of the long green flag runs that we had tonight, which were phenomenal. So, but
yeah, I can't speak. Sorry about that. I can't speak for everybody, but. I think what it was, a few of us had gone in and topped up in the last lap, and we just barely made it. Like, I ran out of gas in the back straight. I was basically nursing my way into my pit stall. I ran in on a shut-off engine, and I think what a few of us did is we just forgot about the pits closing, so kind of caught us off guard. But yeah, I think there was somebody who thought that it would the actual stage was at 95, but whatever happened, it certainly worked out for the handful of us that played the fuel strategy.
Absolutely did. I'll have to go back and look and see exactly what happened there, but. No, the pits close with 2 laps to go when the leader crosses the line. That's the way it's always been. Unfortunately, it's hard sometimes to remember that. So there have been some times where some guys have gotten lucky to sneak into the pits before the close. But all in all, I'm not really sure exactly what happened there. But awesome job tonight, buddy. P2. I was rooting for you, obviously, since you run with us on Sunday night. But great job and great finish for Four Horsemen Motorsports tonight. I know actually you and James Kunkel, both up here in the top 10 for Four Horsemen Motorsports. That's been a long time coming for both of you guys. Unfortunate situation or circumstances, I believe. I'm trying to look. Kip Easley ended up 14th, so not bad. He was 2 laps down, though. And then Daniel Holcroft, he ended up exiting the race due to probably damage or something, but he ended up in 22nd. So all around, though, great showing there for Four Horsemen Motorsports. So it'll be exciting to see if you guys advance there into the team competition. Well, with that said, buddy, I appreciate you as always, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Look forward to seeing you next week here in the Tuesday Night Racing Series, and congratulations again on a P2 finish.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll just do some quick shout-outs. So thanks to the team. I appreciate all the help that I get from the other guys. They're certainly showing a lot of space. Thanks to everybody else on the track. I think everybody was doing a lot of give and take. It was a really good race. I thought everybody was pretty respectful. It was just a good showing all around in the league. Thank you for all the work that you do, and thanks to my wife and my daughter. I can't wait to sort of show her the replay in the morning at breakfast. She lost her tooth just before the race, but she'll be delighted when I call her out. So, good morning, Georgia. I'll show you this in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome, buddy. You know, I always say, man, y'all make me emotional. Seriously, I'm an emotional guy, for those that don't know. But, this is all about family. After the freaking year we've all had, with COVID and everything else that's going on, it's just amazing. It's just great to hear things. Aaron Adcock had mentioned last week about his daughter, you, obviously your family, and then, of course, Garrett Brown. I had all I could do to keep back from the tears just thinking about my grandparents. It's just awesome, guys. It really is. Truly appreciate you, buddy. And hopefully your little daughter there in the morning knows that Daddy won P2 and gets to see it. So congratulations again to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, bear with me just a second as I try to I don't know why this thing here is not working for me. All right, let's hear from our third-place driver, Mr. Mike Watts. Congratulations, buddy. Honestly, if you go back and watch the broadcast, I thought you had it locked in there as a win, just simply the way I was strategizing and trying to figure out whether you had it in the bag. I thought you did, but then I counted Garrett Brown and Brad Fulham out as I think they only took fuel on that last pit strategy. So they got around the track a lot faster than I thought they were going to. And they obviously challenged you there for the lead. But all around, awesome job tonight. Congratulations on the P3 finish. I know you worked really hard to get up here, and you're going to get the win one of these days. I know that.
Yeah. Actually, what happened was they had 4 tires.
Did they? Okay.
Being in VR, I hit the wrong switch while I was in the pits, reset my pit, and they changed right side tires twice.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, so my final stop, I only had left side tires left. So I stayed out as long as I could and only put probably like 3 gallons in. So that was my only advantage at that point, was to have a short pit stop. So I stayed out as long as I could, made my tires last as long as I could. And, I still had pretty good tire wear and still made it out of Darlington without a Darlington stripe. So
I heard that on the broadcast, man. That's great. I actually commented on your paint scheme several times. It looked really sharp out there with the spec map and the gold. You did a great job with that, so as always. But obviously, I'm not trying to be biased here, but Race Pass Motorsports is my team, and of course, you drive for me, and I appreciate you and you and Joe both up here in the top 10 this week again. You guys have another strong finish, so congratulations again on a P3 finish. Give your shout-outs, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, I want to thank you for having me on the team and give me a good truck for tonight, and all the teammates out there. We had a really good race, and racing with Joe and his team. It was a really good, fun race actually, with no cautions except for the stage breaks. If we had one more set of tires, I might have been able to contend for that win, but I messed that one up. And this is my home track. I really wanted to win, so I'll just have to try again next year.
Well, we got lots of time, and quite honestly, this has probably been one of the best races at Darlington I've ever been a part of, and I'm just glad that it's our league, and it just goes to show you guys how great of a job you guys can do when you guys give and take and be respectful and all that good stuff. And all around, it was I can't pick apart the race at all tonight. I think everything overall went amazing. So I can remember being here in several different league races and having 14 to 18 cautions, and we had literally 0 cautions tonight, with the exception of stage cautions. So with that said, great job tonight, and congratulations again on the P3.
Yeah, thank you. I look forward to getting it done rest of the season.
Yes, sir. All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. All right, folks. Well, that is it. You've heard from our top 3 drivers here. Garrett Brown, Brad Fulham, Mike Watts round out our top 3. Let's go ahead and go through the grid really quick, or the results, excuse me, and show you exactly where everybody else, all of your other drivers, ended up here this evening. We got Garrett Brown at P1, Brad Fulham P2, Mike Watts P3, Brandon Robertson had a really strong run tonight, P4. Same with Wyatt Brackett, P5. Joseph Mahar had a great finish tonight, P6. James Kunkel as well, I've commented, P7. Ray Rogers, although he was fighting to get his lap back there again. I don't know 100% exactly what happened with that whole stage deal, but we'll find out later. P8, Richard Swaverly as well, P9, Chris Bedwell P10, Austin Shoemaker P11, Chris McLean ended up P12. Chris Shoemaker ended up P13. I think I said Austin Shoemaker P11, Chris McLean P12, Chris Shoemaker P13, Kip Easley P14, Sean Harrington P15, Matt Grenier P16, Dustin Reeves P17, Dana Shepard P18. Where did my results go? And let's see. We got Logan Russell P20. Actually, I'm sorry, Wesley Burchett P19. Logan Russell P20, Tyler Dixon P21, Daniel Holcroft 22nd, David Harden 23rd, David Sparks 24th, David Brackett 25th, George Williams 26th, Evan Bushmaster 27th, and 28th goes to Dylan Jones. Folks, my name is Dylan Hastings. Thank you again for tuning into the Tuesday Night Racing Series. It's always been a pleasure to have you guys tuning in and watching our races each and every week. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to those that support the league. Truly appreciate it. We look forward to seeing everybody here next week. I believe, let me just double check the schedule here, but I believe we are at, and I don't think I updated the next screen here, but we are updated. We are at the Indianapolis 200. So I look forward to being at Indianapolis with all you guys. That's going to be an exciting race as well. We've got 80 laps at the Indianapolis course. We were at Lucas Oil last week, and now we're going to go to Indianapolis 200 next week. So that is bound to be an exciting race. And then after that, on October 19th, we have the Dover 200, which is 200 laps. That's going to be an exciting race to come up. And then we've got the Daytona 250. That's going to be an exciting race. We did put that towards the end of the field. Typically, a lot of traditional people run it at the beginning of the series. We wanted to give everybody some time and some experience to run with each other before we went to a super speedway. And then we've got a road course at Watkins Glen on November 2nd. So lots of exciting racing coming up. Look forward to it all, and look forward to having all of you there cheering your drivers on like you do each and every week. Until next time, folks, thanks again for tuning in. This is the Tuesday Night Racing Series. See y'all next week.